This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm sharing with you several resources that I use with my own clients when we're making important financial decisions and planning for their retirement. So today's free resource is my retirement budget worksheet. Did you know that spending in retirement tends to drop by about 20 to 40% overall compared to what you were spending pre-retirement? This makes sense. Generally, you're making more money working than you can afford to withdraw from your assets and what Social Security is going to provide and all of that. You're making more money while you're working versus what you can afford to spend in retirement. Some expenses, though, may increase, some may decrease. Which areas, though, what parts of your budget are going to decrease? What spending categories are going to stay the same? Probably still have that Netflix subscription, but maybe you're not going to be going to the gym anymore because the gym is super convenient to your work, but now it's like 20 minutes away and you're like, I don't have time for that. But maybe you're going to build your own home gym, and then that's a huge upfront expense with not as much ongoing. So, everybody has a little bit different idea of how they're going to spend their money in retirement compared to how they're spending their money now. And it's a very important exercise to compare your current spending with your expected spending and how that's going to change. Because some areas you're going to spend more money in retirement. Travel's a big one, especially in the early years of retirement. Most people who have some discretionary income tend to spend more on travel than they were spending while they were still working. Because it's like, hey, I only get a couple weeks of vacation a year, if that, and I'm super busy and stressed. But now it's like, oh, I can go to Europe for a month. Should I go to Europe for a month? I don't know. I'm going to spend a lot more money on that than I spent while I was working. So that's why I created this retirement budget worksheet. It helps you keep track of your current expenses if you're still working. And even if you're retired, but you're trying to get a handle on your spending in the different categories and where does my money go every month? It helps you answer that question too. So you can skip over the current versus retired if you're already retired and just fill in the retired section too. That works really well. But anyways, we want to track our current expenses, estimate how those expenses are going to change, and identify any problem areas as well. So staying within a targeted spending amount in retirement is one of the most important ways that you ensure that you do not outlive your retirement savings. And we need to run the numbers. We need to set how much are we expecting to spend? How much are we spending now? And then make sure that you have the assets and the income to support that spending. That is absolutely critical before you make the leap into retirement. If you're like, oh my goodness, I spend $100,000 a year, I don't see how I'm going to cut back on that. But your assets and your income can only support $60,000 of spending. Well, then we got a problem. And there's a gap we need to fill. So how do we fill that gap? But first, we need the knowledge. We need to arm ourselves with the knowledge and not bury our head in the sand. Because too many people bury their head in the sand and then they're like, oh my goodness, I am not living the retirement that I expected. We can't have that. Okay. To get your free retirement budget worksheet, just go to truenorthra.com/budget. That's truenorthra.com/budget. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips podcast.